bold as a knight in white armor, cold as a shot from a gun. If you should look for a man who loves danger, to whom love is a stranger, this man is the one.
My dear Miss Jones, it would appear that you're in need of my assistance.
Mr. Adamant.
I don't know you are, friend, but stay out of this.
Oh, I see, a man of the world. I trust you can handle yourself.
He killed a man at the party.
I see. Then they deserve no quarter. Would you excuse me, just for a moment?
Thank you. If you want a piece of the action, just take one more step.
Piece of the action, yes, I like that. Yes, that's just what I want.
What's he on about then? Take him.
Whenever you're ready, Jenny. You'll just have to be quicker, my friend. I don't find it at all amusing, Miss Jones. They're a most unworthy pair.
I knew you'd moved to this address, but surely...
Ah, my house is above. I believe the modern term is a penthouse.
On top of a car park?
Yes, it's a very efficient defense against intrusion. Now, would you tell me what all this was about?
They were after this. It must be important if they killed a man to get it.
Toffee?
Blackpool Rock, peppermint flavour.
Is that significant?
You buy it by the ton in Blackpool. Maybe it's flavoured with marijuana or something.
Hardly, Miss Jones. Would you tell me how they put the word Blackpool into it?
It's all done by machine. It's very complicated.
Well, see, then both ends should be identical.
Yes, of course. It goes right through. Oh, you mean... Hey, brilliant.
A simple device, crudely executed.
Fine.
Fascinating, but totally incomprehensible. Are you sure nothing was said between those two boys?
No, except the man had a sort of hunted look about him, as if he knew they were after him.
Yes, well, whatever its purpose, the motives were obviously evil and seemed to involve the fair city of Blackpool.
Can't be sure of that.
Now, where else would you put this inside your very complicated Blackpool Rock?
That's a very good answer. When do we leave?
I leave immediately. You go straight to bed.
What? It was my piece of rock.
Good night, Miss Jones.
All right. If you don't care. I just thought that you, of all people, wouldn't let it happen.
Let what happen?
It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid.
Afraid of what?
Well, you don't think those two thugs are going to give up, do you? For all I know, they're out there in the street now, waiting.
Nonsense. That's highly unlikely, Miss Jones.
Possible.
Yes. Yes, very well.
I'm afraid if he dies.
Yes, I'm afraid you're probably right, Miss Jones.
Well, what do you think of it? The tower.
Ah, the tower. Well, it seems to have weathered very well.
Oh, you've seen it before.
As a matter of fact, I opened it, Miss Jones.
What?
Whit Monday, 1894. It rained all day. You see, I'd performed a small service for the city. There'd been a miserable attempt to demolish the tower before the opening ceremony. Fortunately, I was able to dispatch the scoundrels in time.
What? Moving it off.
You mean it doesn't go up as well?
Come on.
It all happened just about here, as a matter of fact. One died where he stood. The other, poor fellow.
Oh. Well, I bet you've never seen the Golden Mile before. The richest part of Britain. A solid mile of entertainment. They've got the lot. From bingo to bosoms.
Yes, I think we can do without the more graphic comparisons, Miss Jones.
What's wrong with bosoms? Do you think it could be a map?
Well, if it is, it's a very strange one. No, I think we shall have to explore this problem from an entirely different direction.
Which is?
The makers of Blackpool Rock, I trust they can be found along the Golden Mile.
Well, the smaller ones, yes, but most of it's made in a big factory.
Yes, well, it's the smaller ones I am interested in, Miss Jones. The ones using old equipment, perhaps.
Mr. Adamant, have you any idea what you're asking? They've got more rock here than Gibraltar.
Yes, but not like this. The word Blackpool is faulty. The C almost overlays the K. And the B is very badly made. It's obviously made by old equipment.
Oh, I see. Fab. So all we've got to do is to find the machine that's making it.
Precisely, Miss Jones. Shall we? Perhaps you would prefer that I continued the search on my own.
Oh, no. There's a place for rock. Where's he gone? It's the right one, look!
Not quite so loud, please.
Why? Oh, sorry. What are we going to do now?
Take luncheon.
Lunch?
Yes, there's a restaurant over there. I'll join you in a few minutes.
Oh, now, come on. I don't mind waiting.
Please, Miss Jones, would you just for once do as I ask? Thank you.
What about you?
I have a rather pressing engagement. That seems a very intriguing game.
No.
Try your hand, darling.
Madam, I believe you must have confused me with someone else. However...
Are you sure about this?
I'm not in the habit of wasting half the morning. You better warn Travis and Parker to keep out of sight.
But Adamant can't know anything.
He knows enough. That rope was a big mistake by everyone. Now he's found the place, he's not going to rest till he's poked his nose in all the corners. We can't risk that.
He's not a Superman, you know, Jeffries.
Neither are you, Danny. So just don't take a gamble on my share of 50 million.
All right, then, what do we do?
An accident. Something simple and effective.
It's risky.
You paid enough, Danny. Now let's see if you're worth it.
When?
The girl's gone. Take him before she gets back. I've got to make a report. Contact me upstairs, right?
Right.
Your first year here, I take it.
With Del Vario,
Yeah.
But I used to work on the centre pier.
In the theatre, perhaps?
Oh, you mean on the stage? Oh, no, not me. Cockles, mussels, jelly eels and shrimps. After a while, I was dreaming about them.
Yes, I can imagine. Tell me, have the Del Varios been here a long time?
Oh, yes, one of the oldest families. They've been here since the mile started.
I see.
But the present owners are fairly new. Madame Del Vario. She inherited the place from her brother last year. She's all right. Try for a treble 20. That's the way to win a prize.
And if I get 3 20s?
You try for it first, love. Then I'll tell you what you get.
How very intriguing.
Well, there's one. You are trying, aren't you?
Not really. The technique is exactly the same as with a knife.
If I were you, sir, I'd get out of here smartish, to coin a phrase.
What are you doing, you fool? You nearly killed him.
I do apologize. It was a complete accident.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
I was cleaning it, you see, and I thought it was empty, but I must have left one up the spout. It gave me quite a scare as well, I can tell you.
Gave you one? What about him? It's a good job this fella bumped into him.
Yes. Yes, it was. Wasn't it?
Slight delay, Miss Jones. I do apologize. Let me introduce William Sims, Punch and Judy man extraordinary, Miss Jones.
Pleased to meet you, miss.
How'd you do? Oh, thank you.
Dear Miss Jones, are you going to smoke that cigar?
Yes.
Yes.
Why extraordinary?
Well, it's a bit of luck, really. Glad to be of assistance.
Not at all. If it hadn't been for your intervention, I could have been seriously wounded.
What? I knew you wanted me out of the way as soon
My
as you
dear
said...
Miss Jones, I was merely thinking of your ravenous appetite. You have ordered, I take it?
Yeah, what happened?
Is it all right?
Yes, of course it's all right. Come
Well,
on.
it's easier in the long run. Waitress!
Well, this chap took a shot at Mr. Adamant. I just happened to hear them setting it up, making it look like an accident, that's all.
And you saved him?
Sort of. Yes, I suppose you could say that. The trouble is, who's going to save me?
Well, that'll be splendid. And have your wine list. So you feel they may hold it against you?
You bet your life they will. They're a strange lot down here. They're always off in a corner somewhere. They couldn't care less about trade.
Have you any idea why?
Well, if you ask me, they're all bent. A lot of them. Excluding Madame, of course.
Bent?
Crooked.
Yes, I see. So the question is, on what foul deed are they at present engaged?
Huh?
Miss Jones?
The job.
The what?
God knows. At least there was something one of them said. Jeffries, the chap who was following you. Now, he said, I'll never get it right. He said, don't gamble with my share of 50 million. That's it.
What?
50 million? Then it is indeed a plot of some magnitude, but what?
Search me, you can buy half a Blackpool for that.
This is somehow involved. What does it mean to you? Anything?
Not a sausage. Of course, I was never very technical. Spent most of my life on the boards.
Bored?
The stage, my dear.
Yes, song and dance man I was, among other things. Held the Central Pier up for years. If for laughing and singing you're sighing, both these deeds I'll be gladly supplying. I'm too good to miss. And when I say this, it's not that I'm bragging, I'm lying.
Yeah, well, you'll need more than central PA behind if our manager gets an earful of that lot. There's certain opportunity knocks, you know.
I'm well aware of that, madam. I'm just reciting a well-chosen limerick for my friends.
Yes, well, our manager's got a few favourites of his own, and they're not so friendly.
And the wine list, please, madam.
Now, you know I reserve my talents for a younger, more appreciative audience.
Yes, you have my sympathy, sir. Do you know I haven't been to the theatre since, 96?
What you see? 1896?
Yeah.
He's very old.
Well, you're going to fool me.
Almost 100 years old.
Go on, what are you, his mother?
Time enough for that later, sir. Now, an important task is to take care of you. Now, this afternoon...
They won't try anything while I'm performing. The kids will go balmy.
Excellent. Well, you can take Miss Jones with you as your assistant.
No, I don't
What,
think I
in
can...
that scruffy little tent?
That tent, as you called it, is one of the most noble and ancient theatres in the land.
It is also an excellent vantage point for keeping an eye on the Del Vario.
Oh, I see. So I'll be a sort of lookout.
Exactly, Miss Jones. Ah,
I didn't expect to see you back here.
I just couldn't resist the challenge, madam.
Really? You were... fancy yourself, do you, then, a bit? I'll have to keep my eye on you, won't I? It'll cost you a bob a try.
I trust I'll be safe this time, madam.
Oh, you mean Danny? Yeah, well, he's off for the rest of the day.
Thank you, madam.
No, love, not like that. Do it the proper way, like this.
Madam, I am perfectly capable of controlling the missiles.
Oh, it's all right, love, I'm with you. It's just that it's not often I offer the pick of the stall to strangers.
Well, the sly old devil.
What sly old devil? Who is?
Mr. Adamant. Chatting up the bird with the dartboard.
Mr. Adamant is hardly the sort of gentleman to chat up birds. I would say he's conversing with a young lady.
Oh, hard luck, look. Try again.
Later, if you don't mind. There seems to be a great deal of activity.
Oh, they're from the council, getting things ready for the illuminations.
The illumination?
Love, where have you been? The Blackpool illuminations, we have them every year.
Oh, I see.
Makes the Golden Mile look like a Christmas tree.
Yes, I see.
Oh, you're not going already, are you?
Well, I thought I'd take a look at the museum.
Well, I tell you what, I'll give you a prize anyway. When would you like to collect?
Well, you're very kind. I think I'll take it now, if I may.
Now? Oh.
Yes, I'd like these. Tell me, who's the man with the overcoat?
Oh, that's Mr. Jeffries. He's the illuminations officer. Oh, his work it is.
Yes, I thought I'd seen him before.
He gets all over the place. He's got to wire up the Golden Mile by the end of next week.
Thank you. You've been very kind.
Goodbye.
Will you get some more cable off the back of the truck?
Now where's he going?
Oh, I got carried away out there, and he broke me flaming finger.
Serves you right if you will go thumping harmless old ladies.
What, Judy? Listen, she's nearly as bloodthirsty as he is.
No!
Now, where do you think you're going?
That Victorian idiot is walking into the museum.
He knows what he's doing.
But he's playing straight into their hands. Come on, we'll have to stop
Now,
him.
listen, you know what he said. Stay here unless there's an emergency.
But this is an emergency. They can hang, draw, and quarter him in there, and who'll ever know?
Where do you get these ideas from? Hand-drawn and quartered. Now, you just stay here and keep an eye on things.
And if he doesn't come out,
Well, we'll go for the police.
we'll go in after him, Mr. Sims. That's what he'd do if we were in there.
Can't you ever look on the bright side? You'll be out of there before
The
you can...
diabolical trap. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You must be Madame Delvare.
I am indeed, but I'm afraid you have the advantage, Mr.
Adamant. Adamant, at your service.
Oh, how do you do? You wish to see the museum?
Yes, I'm fascinated by your reputation.
Oh, thank you. We do have something of a name in horror. Murder is our speciality, of course.
Only in wax, I hope.
Oh, dear me, yes. We've all the great ones here, from Sweeney Todd to Dr. Crippen.
Dr. Crippen?
We like to regard our little collection as a sort of lesson on man's inhumanity to man. Some of the crimes are quite dreadful, you know.
You don't find it a strain? I mean, being here alone.
No. No, most of them are like old friends to me. They've been in the family for as long as I can remember. Look, I tell you what, we don't have many visitors at this time of year, so why don't I give you a personal tour?
Oh, that's very kind. I should be delighted.
Come along, then.
Thank you.
Oh, I'd better take your ticket, or I'm sure to forget.
Is that right? Thank you.
How'd it go?
We finished the north and south section.
Good. We put all the men on Central tomorrow.
But you've got more lights there than anywhere else. It'll take us 2 or 3 days.
I want it done tonight. Don't risk hanging about now that Adamant's here.
But what about the charges? They take time to prepare.
That's already been taken care of. We've increased the blast ratio. All you've got to do is change one bulb in 4, right?
Right. I'll tell the boys.
What was that all about?
I don't know.
We ought to tell Mr. Adamant.
Well-
It might make sense to him,
We'll give him a bit of the old semaphore when he comes out.
if he comes out. And here's a very interesting case, the bride from the Bath murder. That Smith about to drown his wife. Shocking fellow.
Yeah. It's very well done, though, don't you think?
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's surprising how many murderers took care of their victims in a bath. Take Haig, for instance, quite incredible man. Now, he popped his victims into a bath and then filled it with concentrated acid. No trace, you see. Really awfully clever, don't you think?
Well, it's a little gruesome for my taste, madam.
Oh, yes, very gruesome indeed. Now, if you come over there, I'll show you our special torture chamber. We've managed to collect some most barbaric devices.
Really? In here, do you mean?
No. No, not there.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
We really shouldn't go in there. It's usually kept locked.
And I suppose it's for the illumination.
Hmm?
Well, all those light bulbs, they're all black.
Yes, I believe they are. Yes, we often store equipment for the illuminations. I'm really too busy to take much notice. Shall we?
After you, madam.
Now, why don't you browse around for a little? I really ought to go and see if there are any more customers. Do you mind?
Not at all, thank you. You're very kind.
Adamant?
Yes, madam. I'm afraid I must. Perhaps I may call again.
Please do.
Oh, by the way, one of your waxworks seems to have melted a little.
You stupid fool. It's better than you deserve. Die, damn you!
Oh, what have we here? Ah, the Victorian gentleman with the stick. So you don't like our domestic quarrel, eh? You're all the same, you grown-ups. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Isn't that right, children?
Yeah!
Now, Mr. Punch, shall I give him one of my rhymes? There was a young fellow called Dan who was a peculiar man. His favourite trick was a dynamite stick that went bang when you switched on the fan.
I gather you have news of our marksman friend.
Yes, we heard him talking to Jeffries. They're planning to have things ready for tonight. I haven't the faintest idea what.
Was it involving an explosion?
Yes.
Yes.
They said something about increasing the blast area. Oh, and lights. The illuminations, I think.
Of course. Black light bulbs.
Black bulbs?
Yes. You know, Miss Jones, this is one of the most devilish plots I have yet encountered. And I have but until tonight to solve it.
We don't know anything.
Oh, yes, we do. That diagram is beginning to make sense. Now, will you stay here? Keep an eye on the museum.
What about you?
I think I shall buy a little property. About £1 million worth. Mr. Calvin?
That's correct, Mr.
Buxton. Buxton from London.
Oh,
The town clerk was most insistent that I have a word with you specially.
oh, well, please sit down. If there's anything I can do.
Yes, there is indeed, Mr. Kelvin. And it concerns the excellent, I mean really excellent town planning of your department. You, I believe, are the man solely responsible.
Well, yes.
Yes,
thank
I
you.
expect you're wondering why I'm so interested.
Well, yes,
Well,
I
as a
am.
matter of fact, Mr. Kelvin, I represent a syndicate which is willing to spend in excess of £1 million on your fair city.
Oh, I see. 1 million, you say?
At least, Mr. Kelvin.
Yes, well, what sort of property had you in mind?
Mainly entertainment. We have some rather ambitious plans.
Yes, I'm sure you have, Mr. Buxton. But you do realize that even £1 million wouldn't go very far on the Golden Mile.
Ah, how astute you are, Mr. Kelvin. That's exactly why I came to see you. I understand there's a similar development on the north side.
But I could hardly recommend it. The Golden Mile is pretty tough competition.
Yes, I'm sure it is, but then I understand or imagine that the north side isn't quite so expensive.
Good heavens, no. Well, I mean, for £1 million, you could get all the land you need.
And who would be the person to buy it from, Mr. Kelvin?
Let me see now. If I remember rightly, there's one family has a large block of land. Hold on a minute. Ah, yes, here we are. Yes, it's quite an old family. Bought up the north side years ago. Ah, yes, the land is now in the hands of a Madame Marguerite Del Vario.
Really? How interesting.
We want to find out how many they're changing.
Well, if you get much closer, you can ask them.
Well, honestly, Sims, it's only...
You really are becoming quite a nuisance, love.
You can't stop us. Not here.
I'm afraid I can. Permanently.
I imagine Madame Del Vario feels rather bitter about it all.
Bitter?
It was just a thought. I mean, suppose the Golden Mile was put out of business.
It's quite impossible.
Yes, but if it was...
Well, naturally, the North Side will become extremely valuable.
About how valuable?
Well, Mr. Buxton, I'm not quite sure why you're asking these questions.
No. It is purely that if my syndicate were to make this purchase, we should have to know its potential value.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose any figure would be conservative. 50 million?
I see. Thank you. That's... Oh, there is one other thing. My research staff made up a file on Blackpool and included this diagram. Unfortunately, they neglected to tell me what it referred to.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised it baffled you. This is a copy of our circuit diagram for the illuminations.
The illumination?
You see, there's thousands of circuits linked to a central grid, which in turn is controlled by this single switch.
Yes.
It's so complicated, you couldn't even change a fuse without this diagram.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kelvin. Good day.
Thank you, sir.
Where is the Punch and Judy booth?
Do you want a game of darts?
Anything wrong?
No, I'm just a bit busy, love, that's all.
Well, you can't be that busy. Where's the Punch and Judy booth?
They took it down.
They? Who's they?
Look, do you want a game of darts or not?
Look, there was a man and a girl in that booth. Now, where are they?
Look, I can't tell you now. Buy a set of darts or they'll get suspicious.
Yes, I'll take 3. Here you are.
Thank you, sir. Here they are, love. Sorry, love. Oh, I am sorry.
I think this gentleman's faint, so we better get him inside the museum. Could someone call an ambulance?
Yes, I'll go and phone for one.
Oh, poor man. He looks quite pale.
I think we better get him inside.
Yes, why don't you take him up to my office? No, don't try to talk.
So clever, but oh, so vulnerable, so vulnerable.
Welcome back, Adamant. For a little while.
Madam, the setting suits you.
And it pleases me. Remember that. Now, I want to know 3 things, and I've no time for argument. Who sent you? What have you found? And who have you told?
Sims and the girl. They have nothing to do with this. Let them go.
I did not ask you about them.
In that case, madam, you are wasting your time. I suggest we talk about something else. How are you, Sims?
I've known better times, sir.
Be quiet.
Madam, in all my life, I've never insulted a lady. But you're making it very difficult for me.
Travis. Mr. Adamant. I don't intend to waste any time.
You're insane, madam. Let her go. She's only a girl.
Let me go! Oh!
Is all this necessary?
It's the quickest way.
If you let Parky ever go, it'd be a great deal quicker.
Oh, don't be a fool. He'd never talk. The only real torture is in the mind. And for a man like Adamant, that requires a very special form of pain. Are all the circuits ready?
Yes, I've ordered full power for midnight to make a test of the main switch.
Good. Then all that remains is to break him. If you have any feeling for that girl, Mr. Adamant, you'd better speak now. Even a few minutes on the rack have been known to produce total insanity.
Travis, you touch that wheel. You'll answer for it with your life. Now, just you think hard.
Dead men can't make threats, Mr. Adamant, and you are dead, you know. I'm simply allowing you the luxury of deciding the fate of your companions. It's a most efficient device. First, it dislocates the main joints. Then it starts pulling the muscles, then the nerves, and finally the main arteries. I'm told that the pain is indescribable.
You have the face of evil on you, woman. Stop it, for pity's sake. All right! All right, I'll tell you.
I thought you would.
Well?
I know you're planning to blow up the Golden Mile, probably tonight.
Really? How?
Using electric light bulbs filled with explosive. Detonated by an electric charge, you're using the illuminations as a cover.
Very good. Now, who have you told?
No one.
Who?
You have my word, madam.
He's telling the truth.
Then we go ahead as planned.
Yes, take Danny with you. We can manage.
Remember to be out of here by midnight.
We will.
But what about all those people? They'll be killed.
So?
Sims.
Madam, I've been making up a little poem especially for you.
What?
A poem. Would you like to hear it? Turn round, and I'll say to your face, you ought to get out of this place. Yes, you ought to get back on the old luggage rack, 'cause you're not just a bag, you're a case.
You should have stayed with Punch and Judy, Sims. In here, nobody laughs.
There's always an exception to every rule, madam. Out of the way. Now, madam. Sims, the keys.
Why do you have to talk?
You have an appealing line in screams, madam.
Just warming up. How's that look?
How's what? I think that will do splendidly, thank you. Now, the main switch to the illuminations, where is it?
The top of the Blackpool Tower, but you'll never make it in time.
I must. Now, you two must get out of here quickly. Fast as you can.
There's somebody coming.
It's probably Madame Del Barrio.
Yeah, she's a bloodthirsty bag, isn't she?
Well, what of it? In 30 seconds, she'll be a very rich one.
Are you sure, gentlemen?
What? How did he get up here?
Don't bother about that. Get him.
Ah.
off back to London, then?
Without much regret, I must confess. And you, will your public still be waiting?
Well, it may take a little time. It's not easy to get a pitch on the mile.
Dear, what'll you do?
Well, there's a lot going on down here. I may go back on the boards for a bit, a touch of the old black magic.
Well, if you're ever in London...
Yes, I'll make a point of it.
Goodbye, Sims.
Goodbye, sir. Take care of yourselves. And don't forget a bit of the old Blackpool rock, eh?
Sims.
Yes, sir?
Didn't you say you were once in service?
Yes, sir. I once had occasion to.
What exactly were your duties?
Oh, valet, cook, butler, tailor in my day, sir. And the soul of the skirt.
Yes, quite.
Had you any particular reason for asking, Mr.
Yes,
Adamant?
I had indeed, but I hesitate to put it to a man of such varied talents as yourself.
Please feel free, sir.
Well, my old house has recently been rebuilt, and to be frank, it badly needs taking in hand. I don't know whether you'd be...
Interested? Why, it'd be an honor, sir.
Excellent. When can you start?
If you'll take your seat, sir. Now would be most convenient.
Thank you, Sims.
Super. Now you'll be able to teach me the soft shoe shuffle.
I'm afraid you'll be far too busy for that, my dear, keeping callers to an absolute minimum.
Including Miss Jones, sir.
Especially Miss Jones. Drive on, Sims.
Oh, you rotten lot.
Are two worlds so far apart? Reaching for your heart was reaching for a star. Is it that I arrived too late? Instrument of fate? Is that all you are in one simple breath? You may think he's a charmer, but death is the life he has known. If you want love and your years filled with laughter and content ever after, leave this man alone. Leave this man alone.